around 9 o'clock. Precisely at 9.
Okay, Groucho, did you have a question?
Yes, I did. Lois, why did you want to marry a man with a beard and reject me? Arnold, are you in love with Lois?
No, I'm not.
How do you know? Have you asked her? You look pretty shifty to me.
It was purely a business deal. That's all it was. We all made money.
Most love is a business deal.
Is Mr. Halley satisfied with what he heard?
The only question I might ask is if Lois happens to know how her husband was killed, with what kind of weapon.
Oh, he was shot, wasn't he?
Looked like a knife to me. Didn't it to you?
Took poison.
Now, no in-panel discussion
Why
here.
not?
Well, because this is each one of
What
you.
are you doing later? I'm sorry, Mr. D.A., but the time is up.
The way you say that, I'm not sorry. No, time is up. Thank you, bailiff. And now, detectives, for $500, write down the name of the suspect that you think is the killer. Remember, it may mean $1,000 to you three amateurs if Mr. Halley down there doesn't peg the guilty party. And while they're writing down their choices, here's something for you folks at home to take note of. Well, the verdicts are in. Let's see who our detectives think is the real murderer. Let's begin with Mr. Halley. He's the professional, and on his guess, he's going to hang the judgment of whether these other panelists, if they get it right, will get $500 or $1,000. Mr. Halley, who done it?
I think Arnold is the murderer.
Arnold. Why?
Yes. Well, first of all, he had opportunity, and I think he had the two strongest motives for murder: sex and money.
Now, wait a minute. Let's analyze those things. But when was his opportunity?
Well, obviously, he was in the mystic's parlor. Further than that,
As a rule, there's not much sex in a parlor.
In a mystic's parlor. And what were his motives?
Hasn't been my experience,
see, the mystic wanted to leave that night without taking in that other $4,000. Further, I think he probably wanted to take the mystic's place, both in a business sense and otherwise.
Very interesting.
No, I had a good deal. I told you that before.
All right. That's interesting to hear the professional. All right, Stan Ross, you're matching wits against him. Who do you think did it?
Well, after listening to Mr. Halley, I'm inclined to agree with him, but I did not put that on my
No, you didn't put
card.
that
No,
down.
I chose Mr. Lowe for a number of reasons. First of all, I think the mystic was dead before
he was shot?
Yes.
Well, that other shot missed, and it was from the side, and he was shot in the back.
I don't know where you studied to be a detective. Maybe you took a correspondence course. Did you pick me?
I think you were guilty from... You're guilty from 3 movies back.
That's beautiful. Yes, Shirley.
Well, I picked Arnold. I felt that Arnold had killed the mystic and had imitated his voice on the phone, and that when Mr. Lowe arrived, the mystic was already in the trance, and, no one else knew anything about it. I thought that Martha, just unfortunately, shot very well, but the fellow was already dead. And it looked to me as though he'd been knifed. I didn't think that looked... No bullet hole I've ever seen looks like that. Huh?
Yeah, you mean it was a big wound.
Yes, it looked to me like a knife wound.
Didn't you hear a shot?
Yes, but I don't think that shot killed him.
Well, why did they shoot it then?
To fool us.
Well, they didn't fool me.
All right, Groucho, if we didn't fool you, who do you think did it?
I think that Lois actually did it.
Why?
She did it to get the money and run away with Arnold. And I wish it had been me. She must be a liar because she said she didn't like me.
But you do really think she's the murderer?
No, actually, I think Martha did it because nobody's accused her of being the murderer.
That's not what you wrote on your card.
No, it isn't, but I'm a pathological liar.
No, who did you...
Lois, would you mind pulling your skirt down? It's very distracting. With legs like that, I don't care if you were the murderer.
Well, Groucho,
I would be in Veracruz with you in no time. Is that in Mexico?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
She's got the tickets, too, you know.
She's got the tickets. She's got more than the tickets, kid. Just look at her.
You wrote down Lois on your card.
I wrote down Lois.
Now, I'm going to hold you to that.
Yes, well, I wish Lois had hold me instead of you.
All right, very interesting. You see, I know who did it. I
You
picked
did?
the killer right after I saw the end of this film, which you're going to see right now. The end of the mystery.
I want to ask you one question. Is there actually any money in those bags?
You'll see.
Well, you've answered me already. All right, roll them. That's what they say in the movie industry. Well, everyone's telling the truth. Lowe here never fired a shot. Arnold was busy manipulating that rod to produce a phony ghost. Lois was imitating a girl's voice, working a trumpet. And you, Martha, you did fire a shot. And you did hit Kazam. But you didn't kill him.
Well, what do you mean? There's a bullet hole.
That bullet didn't kill Kazam. He was dead before Martha fired that shot.
Well, how could that be?
He was killed before the seance started. I saw Lois and Arnold drag Kazam's body into this room, prop it up, and turn out the lights. By the time the rest of you arrived, it looked like the seance had already started. Arnold told everyone Kazam was in a trance. And in the dark, he did the moaning. And if Martha hadn't interrupted, you all would have gone out of here thinking Kazam was still in a trance. Actually, Lois had killed him an hour beforehand.
That's not true.
I was in that cabinet before the seance began. She and Arnold have been meeting behind Kazam's back. And when Kazam decided to leave town, she wanted to get hold of all of his money. So she waited for a chance and stabbed him in the back with a table knife. Here's the wound. When a man is shot in the side of the head, he doesn't bleed between the shoulder blades. Then she stole the rest of his money from his hiding place inside of his turban. She was all set to take off for Mexico. Then the phone rang. And it was Lowe asking for a seance. And she just couldn't resist that extra $4,000. So she took one last long chance, holding a seance in a darkened room with a dead man.
All right. But you've got to believe that Arnold had nothing to do with the killing. He didn't even know until Kazam was dead. And then he helped me stage the seance. It's the only way.
Thank you. I wasn't sure of that till now. I wouldn't have been very safe in Mexico with Lois, would I?
Lois, you naughty, naughty murderer.
Ah, you caught me.
Yeah, I caught you.
What do you use, a steak knife, Lois?
So you're...
A table knife.
I'm sorry, Psyche. I happen to be a brilliant detective. Besides that, I'm madly in love with Lois, so give me the
Well, I'm
money.
in good company, aren't I?
$1,000. You get $1,000, Groucho, because Mr. Halley, the professional, didn't get the right murder.
Can I make a deal with you? Can I have the bailiff instead of the $1,000?
Congratulations, Groucho, to you, and we have 3 losers. I think I'll take Mr. Lowe's suggestion. You shouldn't go out of here with nothing. We'll give you a $100 scholarship at the Acme all-night drive-in detective school. And you can use it. We'll see our 2 regulars, Mr. Halley and Groucho Marx, next week, and our guests will include a surprise celebrity guest and someone picked from our studio audience. So thank you, suspects, you insidious crook shoe. It's fun. And you too, Jan Sterling and Stan Ross, and to our mascot, Lucifer. Thank you. Goodbye until next week, when...
The plot thickens.